to a new video. So today I am waiting for a little boy to come in. This is going to be his cake. There's a wooden one in the cake. However, they do break off very easily. So I hope he doesn't break it. I have a little bamboo bed because the mother requested it, some fake plants. And I have my macrame wall piece in the back. I made it myself. It's actually in our living room usually. So I might make a second one for the studio. But I think it looks really nice in the photos. So here you see the cake. And then this is the decor. And in this video I'm going to show you quickly which knots I used to make the macrame piece. And then you can make one yourself as well, because it's really quite easy. Just a few basic knots. So here you see the decor. And I have a second wooden decor as well here. So I'm gonna show you some behind the scenes later and the finished images and how to make the macrame wall piece. Also have some outfits in the studio the mom can choose for the portrait photos at the beginning. And then for the cake eating part, the mom is bringing her own outfits. There are some really cute ones. So yeah, I am going to show you how I made this macrame wall piece. And just the basic knots that I used. And then you can make one yourself as well. And it's really cute as cake smash decor. Okay, so step one, you go to the woods and you look for sticks. I already found some sticks. Okay, so these are good sticks. I took them home and then I let them dry for a while because you want to have like dry sticks. They can be big, they can be small. These ones are a little bit smaller, but I'm just going to use one to explain the knots and how you start. Okay, which stick shall we do? I got the stick expert here. I don't think she really cares. Okay, so what else do you need except for a stick? Scissors, definitely. And this is like a dog comb. But you can use it to make like your rope like fluffy, like to comb it out. And then you need like macrame cotton. So this one is from a store called Vibra and it's like a natural white color. And this is from a store called the Zeeman. Also cotton, black. Okay, so it's kind of like me from the future right now because I did record tons of parts of me explaining the knots and showing the knots, but somehow I lost half of the footage. So I do have some like clips of me making the actual really cool wall piece, but there's no explanation. So I'm gonna explain a little bit what I'm doing. But yeah, I did cut my own bangs. So I'm just gonna start like this, so at least I can hang it up somewhere. Maybe if you want to use it as like photoshoot decor, you can use, instead of this rope, like a fishing line, so it's like invisible and it's kind of like a floating stick. That would be nice. What you need to do first is cut a lot of pieces of rope and then attach them onto the stick. Here's the big one. This is the one I've been using in my photo sessions. It's actually the one that's pretty much like in my living room the whole time. So I started off with, you can count, because every piece of rope you double in 18, 19, 20. So 20 pieces of rope, but they have to be pretty long. So, I mean, if the rope is thicker like this one, what I'm going to use now as an example is a little bit thinner. But if it's thicker, you want to have like long, because once you start like making knots, it's gonna like shorten. That makes sense. So let's say from one arm to the next is like 1, and then 2, and then 3 maybe. That's really long. Maybe that's like too long. I think that's what I did on the wall piece. And you need like 20 of these. So let's fast forward. I ran out of rope, but it doesn't matter because I'm not going to make an exact copy of this one, because it's just no more not fun. I'm just going to explain a few basic knots that I used creating that one, and then you can just have fun, like freestyle. Once you're doing it, like, let's make a flat knot, let's make a twisted knot. I don't know the official names, so I'm gonna look them up for you. Anyway, I don't know how many pieces of ropes I have now. I cut as many as I could. Okay, you can take the two ends and then go to the exact like middle part. So here we've got the middle part. You want to put it like behind that piece of wood and then like twist the piece of rope through the hole, and then it's like attached. So that's kind of like how you start. So let me give you a close-up. Kind of like lay it on the wood, the loop to the back, and then you kind of like pull this one through. So that's how we start. I'm just gonna get all the other ones, and I'm just gonna fast forward, hang them on the rod. Okay, I actually cut off 9 pieces. I didn't know, but somehow my gut tells me that it's better to take even numbers than uneven, because then if you want to like pull them together, it kind of makes sense. Otherwise you'll have one left. I don't know, maybe uneven is just as pretty, but who knows. I think one of the most used knots is like a square knot. You kind of need like 4 pieces of rope to do that one. Okay, so with a square knot you have like 2 strings in the middle and then 2 on the side. So you place one over the other. One goes like underneath and through that hole. So we started with the right side. That was what we have to remember. Then we'll do it again, but from the other side. So you place this one over the other. Then one goes underneath and through the hole. And then we have like a square knot. I use that one a lot in my other wall piece. So there you go. And then we can, for example, do it with these ones as well. So we have the 2 in the middle. I'm starting on the right side. I'm just placing it on top of the 2 strings. And the other one goes over the like used string. And then behind it through the hole on the other side. And now we're doing it again. We're starting with left. So we place it as like a loop over the 2 ones in the middle. The ones in the middle don't really do anything in this knot. They're just like going straight down. It's just the ones on the side. So we just made a loop now on the left side. So we take the right rope, we place it over the other string, and then behind it going through the hole. I am not a macrame professional. I'm a photographer just trying to make fun things for the studio. So if you want it to be explained by a professional, go on YouTube and look for macrame knots, and there's probably someone out there who can explain it a lot better than I can. But I just thought, you know, I made a wall piece. I do get people asking me like, how did you make it? Can you make a tutorial? So I was just making that one like freestyling. And yeah, in the meantime, I made some plant hangers as well and stuff. So I'm just familiar with a few knots. And I'm not gonna make an exact tutorial on how I made the other wall piece because there was no manual. I don't remember what I did. I just used some common knots and I was creative and I was sitting in the garden making it while my kids were playing because we had lockdowns and they had to do schoolwork, so I couldn't really sit behind my computer anyway, because as soon as I would sit behind my computer, they would start like asking for snacks and stuff. So while I was busy doing my knots, they were working, and that was great. So now we did it like this, so they're all like in a knot, okay? So now what you can do is, of course, connect them. So now these 2 are going to be the middle strings, so one from each line, whatever. And then again, we have one coming from the right side on top of it, one from the left side going over the string, behind it, and then through the hole. So this already creates like a really cute pattern, I think. So like go like this. And it's really relaxing to do it yourself. And the fun part is when you don't follow a pattern or like an exact example, and you're just freestyling, it's way more relaxing because you don't have to pay attention. And if you decide, okay, I want to make a knot like that, you make a knot like that, and it's super relaxing. So we're just going to continue placing over it, behind it, and through the loop. And then you just have to remember when you do these flat knots that you do both sides. So, I mean, you can start on the left and then do the right. If you only do the left side or only the right side, that's what we're going to do in a second, you also have a really cool knot. Something's going to twist. So I'm going to show you that in a second. So I'm going to show you how to twist. We are only using these 4 pieces of strings. So we're starting off, well, I'm starting off with just a regular knot, the one that we just practiced, like this. But instead of going now, starting from the left side, doing it again, I'm going to go from the right side again. So you kind of just like only use the right side, and then you pull it up a little bit. And again, I'm creating a right loop, left goes over it, behind it, and through the hole, and upwards. And again, we have the right side, over it, left side, behind it, through the hole. The left side is not starting, only the right side is starting right now. And as you can see, it's starting to twist. So that's pretty fun. You see, it's already twisting. Okay, this is called a half knot twist. Sonnet? Sonnet. Okay, so here we are, just like a basic flat knot and then like the twisted. Okay, I'm gonna start with the flat knots in the top. Then I'm gonna go with the diagonal ones. And I'm gonna explain them while I'm doing it. But we're gonna start off with the flat knots because I wanted to change up the design anyway. So I took everything out. Now we're gonna continue. So let's go. So remember how I cut off like 3 times arm's length? I'm gonna cut them in half, put them back on there again, and then make my wall piece. Because I don't want to have like a really long wall piece. I want to have it shorter but fuller. But yeah, don't cut them too short because once you're making your knots, it's gonna get shorter as you go. But now I'm going to put them in half and put them back. Okay, so I have the double amount of strings right now. Let me see, 16 times 2. So 32 strings. I'm gonna start with the flat knots, and they're gonna go like every time like more into a V shape. And then I'm gonna show you how I made the diagonal lines in the big one. Very easy as well. So let's go. And now we're gonna go for the side. So you get 1 string from the side, and you kind of determine how diagonal you want the line, like the thread to go. Then you take the other one and you kind of like go under it and then back over it, and you go through the hole where it just like came from. So kind of like the direction that it's not going into, like backwards. So you do that not just once, but you do it twice while holding on to the 1 string, which is determining the direction of your diagonal line. There's a name of this knot. I'll put it in the screen because I can't remember. So there you go. Over it and through the hole. And over it and through the hole. And you can create really cool like diamond shapes as well, because now for example I could have like another thread going this direction, and then I would go like this. So you get like zigzag lines or like diamond shapes. And now we're gonna go to the other side. So again, we're just grabbing one and going over it and through the hole. Okay, we can do it again, another line. So we're just gonna do the same thing. This is gonna lead us, and here we're making knots. So you can have some space in between or put them like closer together. Okay, so I think I want to finish off this piece with all 3 knots. So we've got the flat knot here, then the diagonal half something. Now here on the side, I think I want to make them like go twisted. So I can put them into the middle and maybe hang like a little feather here in the bottom. But here, to finish off this part, I can make it a berry knot. I saw that one somewhere. Which means I make like 4, I think, of the knots going down, and then I put it through the hole and down, and then 1 more knot. So let's go and do that. So to make the knots, of course, first I start with the right side. And then I go with the left side. So we have number 1. And then we go for number 2. Okay, so we have 4 of these. I think now I have to like pull the entire thing through the hole. Okay, so now we have the berry or something. And then I just make 1 more in the bottom So we got right and then left. Okay, I don't know if I really like it that much, but it's okay. So now I'm gonna make 2 twists, going to here to the middle, and then make like a feather here in the bottom. So as you can see, you see the flat knots, and then you see the twisted knots, and then you see the diagonal ones. This is just like a fishtail braid, pretty much. Here again, the diagonal lines, and here the twisted one. And here I kind of made like, I thought it would be fun, like a feather, but it's not really working. But I'm just going to show you quickly how you can make one of those, and then you can make your own wall piece just by mixing up different knots. Okay, so what I did was, these were the middle strings, and then I had like this one going that way and that one going that way. So you have like one on the top, one on the bottom, and this one gets that one through there, and this one gets that one through there. And now you're gonna like comb out all the pieces of rope to make them fluffy. Feather or like leaf shape. So yeah, you can make feathers, and of course I can cut this one a little bit more round. Okay, so I just combed out this one with, of course, the brush, and now I'm going to cut out like the shape a little bit better to make it also a little bit smaller. So with just a few nuts you can already make a piece like this. So I'm just going to put some fishing line on it and then place it somewhere in that corner. So now we've got a floating piece, being really nice here in the back. Final product, I think it's pretty cute. Very nice. Just finished the cake smash. Adorable little boy. So the mom brought some oranges and strawberries to put in the bath. He loved eating the cake. At one point we just took away his cake because he had enough. And it's, for me, the purpose of a cake smash is not for a baby to completely destroy the cake, but the purpose is just to get a few nice photos of a happy baby with the cake in front of him for his birthday, to celebrate his birthday. So sometimes they don't even really take that many bites. They just like poke their fingers in the cake, look up at me, they smile, So I try to take photos of that. If they don't want to touch the cake, I might give them a spoon. I have golden spoons. Because sometimes I prefer eating with the spoon, or at least like poking in the cake with the spoon. And it's always cute when they take a few bites, so that's great. And then that's enough. Like I take some photos from the top, some close-ups of the feet, horizontal photos, vertical photos. Great. And yeah, we started off with the portrait photos. I always love it when the baby crawls towards me, because it's cute. It really shows the personality of the child as well. It's movement in the photo. So that's great. And then the dark wood, I like it because it's something different. And it still works well with this backdrop. They look really nice together, even though they're completely different, but they're both like natural elements, soft, like earthy tones. So that's great. We had a lovely session. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you want more in-depth videos like on macrame knots. Maybe someone who explains it way more clear and in slow motion and is like a professional. I'm not a professional. I made this one just by trying out different knots. So yeah, enjoy, have fun. This was just a random inspirational video maybe. So thanks for watching, have a lovely day. Bye bye.